Hey everybody! I thought I'd do a little bit more of an in-depth tour of the Hügge home behind me. I'm just en route to Portland. I'm just outside of Bellingham, and the sun's setting, and I was in a good position. So this is it. It's a pretty sweet roof line. The curve was we started with the Fibonacci sequence, and we started playing around with those numbers and found this curve. The idea up there is that the Walker, the client, is going to put a living roof on that. So it's going to get planted out with some insulation actually, and then some pumice stone and this and that to grow it out but still keep it lightweight. We did this bump out, which bump outs always costs more money than what you think. But it does look cool, and it's definitely serving a purpose. The door, it's an insulated bump out. The door is quite heavy, so we ended up having to put some struts on it, which didn't actually end up being such a big deal. And it's just our hot water tank. We lined it with metal, with galvanized metal on the inside. It's got weather strip, and then everything's insulated. It's just a way that we could keep this hot water system on the outside, and it just worked for the design on the inside. So it ended up looking pretty cool. A couple of other things that it did for us was it gave us a place for our bathroom fan to exit. And what else did it do? Oh, and it keeps the plumbing that's in our back wall insulated, because we've got two walls of insulation now. So that worked out pretty great. That's the bathroom window right there. The siding is standing seam metal on these two sides. Up there we've got the Lunos. That's in the master bedroom. So a Lunos is a heat recovery ventilator, and that was sponsored by Built Environments. That's who I buy the Lunos from in Canada. I should talk about some of the people who contributed to this build as well. Innotech Windows came to the party with some high-end European windows, and they gave it to us at sort of a regular vinyl window price, which was pretty great. The siding here is open joint. So the way that open joint siding works is our house wrap, which usually does not have a UV rating, is UV rated. 475 actually gave us the house wraps as part of a workshop that we were doing, and so that's a breathable UV rated house wrap. And what that lets us do is do this open joint style siding, which I really like the look of, and I've been lucky enough to put it on a few buildings now. But through here is just the siding, just the house wrap. And so we've just done a pencil width there. And then all of the barn wood on here was donated by Unbuilders. Adam, thanks for that. And so that's from a barn or a garage or some old building from Vancouver. Unbuilders deconstruct houses instead of the normal thing that happens, which is just throwing them into a garbage bin and then ending up at the dump. Our other huge contributor to this build was Habitat, and it was awesome to actually shop at Habitat, and they gave me some really great deals. This huge door, which was a Colby door, came from Habitat, and Colby helped us out with some locking for it because it didn't actually have locking. It was just a patio door before. It was a really tall one. Starline ended up doing that curved window, and that's that. We'll go inside in a second. The other thing that we're getting to as standard is decent sized propane tanks. That's just a propane cover, so there's two 40-pound bottles, I think, in that one. And it's all looking pretty sweet. I like how it looks. Because of the angles, or maybe this is a good time to talk about the angle. The angle of this wall is actually just me sitting down and figuring out what a nice, comfortable seating angle is. I did the same on the Jawa tiny house for Leo and Tara. That's the angle. It's 20 degrees. This angle we did a little bit less than the Jawa, and that was just because of our towing and our turning circle. We didn't want to hit that back corner with our truck when we need to take tight circles or tight angles. This pushes a lot of weight out the back, and the bathroom's tiled. So we ended up moving our wheel wells 6 inches to the back so that we didn't end up with too much tongue weight, not enough tongue weight. I took it for a weigh just earlier, and we're at like just over 10%. We're always looking for between 10 and 15% tongue weight, and that's a requirement from Transport Canada. It's a safe towing ratio. So I don't have any of the power on because I'm just on the side of the road, but this is the inside. We'll start over this way. This is sort of a living room, TV room situation here. Now the windows, Innotech sponsored the windows, which is awesome. They work the European style, so they open out this way, which is pretty sweet, as opposed to an awning. And this produces more airflow actually, and it's also taking the heat from the top of the room out instead of a normal awning, which is opening outside that way, and the heat's actually coming up into the building. So these are way better. The design didn't actually warrant this opening style in here, and there's only a few windows that actually can because of our angles and this and that. But yeah, huge windows. This one here is obviously the biggest, and it's a massive window. It also opens out, which is probably the way that it's going to be all most of the time. Got this floating stair situation, which is really fun to try. So we welded up some brackets here and here. We've got blocking in the wall, so it's nice and strong. And then our post is floating from the ceiling, so it's supported from the ceiling, and then also supported back through these two beams that way to the wall. This needed to be super strong. We've got a 6x4 fir beam across here, again supported because the design is calling for a hammock or a big net between this loft and that loft, so that the person sitting in the hammock can lie looking through the skylight, reading a book, whatever. So the second loft up here is pretty sweet. It's for a queen size. That's a closet over there to hang some clothes, and that's that. A little bit more ladder style stairs here, and then to a landing so that could have a curtain or whatever, a door potentially for some privacy. These stairs are a little bit longer, same thing, we welded a little bracket to make them strong. You can see some vent holes here for our oven, and then some vent holes. We've got a transformer in there for our low voltage lighting, and the electrical panels down there. I could show you actually, why not? We've got these handleless cupboards. Or doors rather. Electric oven. So the stairs coming up, landing in our double step height, and then that's to the main loft. The blue tape that you see there is Vanatape, and our low voltage lighting is there, and that's for our 12 volt lights, which I put everywhere. 12 volt DC dimmable. Over the top of that is going to be either carpet or hardwood floor, and the client's going to sort that out after I deliver. Let's move into the kitchen, I think. There's a couple of cool things with this. We've just got these hanging lights here. They're coming from a wall outlet. They're 120 volt lighting fixture, but we've just got 12 volt DC lights in there, so they can be dimmed as part of our 12 volt system, so all of the kitchen stuff can be dimmed together. Yeah, let's keep on the kitchen. We've got this amazing beetle pine live edge countertop. Now the feature that we worked out for this one was, this is oak, the same as our stairs. This is kind of a low-tech solution. It's sliding to the sink edge here, and so we get a little bit of extra storage there on the end, but also has another purpose. And the purpose is, in here we've got a little leaf or an add-on, and I'm going to just set the tripod here, which I did set earlier, and it should be at the right angle, and I'll show you what it is. It is this just plugs in right there. We just cut the slab all the way through so the grains line up nicely. And then the way that these stairs work, this is the bottom stair here to get up to your area. But then this also serves as this function this way. And this same countertop will become a little bit of a dining room table, and so you can sit opposite whoever. This is just going to get some legs on it, and it'll be a bit more functional. So that's the dealio there, which is kind of sweet. We've got a farmhouse sink. That was just from Facebook Marketplace, I think. This is our hood fan under here. You gotta have it. Propane oven. There's a socket there for an induction cooker as well. Like I said, all of the cabinets here are this handleless, so you just push them, they open all the way, and there they go again. Full size fridge. Nice big fridge. I like that.